Ooh, this is a good one. I love this one. Troy's metal is the handle here. What are your unhinged ideas to make education better? I have one idea: invite only Friday. Students can only come on Fridays if they are invited by the teachers. We could do experiments and have great discussions without distractions. Now, oh my goodness, you're gonna get in trouble if that's the rationale. You can bet there'll be lawsuits coming with that kind of with that idea. Now, here's the thing. I think this idea needs to be tweaked because I had a thought years ago about how to improve education, and that is this. And oh, by the way, I want to hear what are your ideas? What are your ideas to improve educational outcomes for students? And I think this person means unhinged in that it'll never happen. It'll never happen, or it's just really it's it's not practical. So here's my idea. My idea is this. Well, first of all, the rationale for my idea is not every student needs 5 days of school each week. Not every student needs 5 days of school each week. And take it a step further, not every student needs a full day of school every day. And I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't figured it out yet what metric to use in order to determine, okay, these kids, you're going to come to school Monday through Thursday, but not on Friday. These students, you're going to come Monday through Friday. And so you can see how I'm almost in line with this person's thinking. This part right here, we could do experiments and have great discussions without distractions. Ugh. we don't, no, we don't want it, because what I would say is the students who are excelling, the students who, you know who they are, those students who would do well with any teacher, those students, they don't necessarily need 5 days of school. I think they could get by with 4, maybe even 3.5. That way, then we bring these students who this person is talking about, we could do more experiments and have great discussions without distractions. Those students, you're coming to, that's the way I would flip it. Those students are getting additional assistance, help. Now, even with my idea there, I could see the lawsuits, I could see the complaints, I could see it. But I think that it's, first of all, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. But when you really look at it, the way I would do it, think of the benefits there of, though we've got fewer students in the building, we could possibly have two teachers in a classroom, and let's say there's 10 kids in the classroom, and we got 2 teachers because there are fewer students throughout the building. Then we can really get some stuff done. We can get students caught up, and we just the flexibility to go to work with small groups, and then the summers aren't such a heavy, they're not such a heavy lift, right? The students aren't falling so much further behind and then starting another school year behind, because we were doing all of this work because we had this extra time built within the school year. There's nothing new happening on those Fridays. No, we are reviewing. If we need to do remediation, we're doing remediation. And so we have that time built into the year so that those students, hey, we're actually getting caught up. Oh, we're actually caught up by the middle of the year. We're caught up. Oh, hey, we can go further. So by the time the summer gets here, that student who was typically going to, enrichment, summer school, things like that, they could be a kid and enjoy their summer. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. But yeah, the community would complain about it. There would be lawsuits claiming discrimination, and it would be very difficult to find a superintendent who would be brave enough to stand up in front of the community and explain it, to sit down for an interview and be brave enough and strong enough to explain why it's a good idea. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do think, like, the premise is that not all students need 5 full days of school each week. That's and so I think, because that's not going to change, we're going to have to work with the system that we have. But it could be more efficient for those students who enter our classrooms not where they should be. And so it's they're always playing this game of catch up. And time keeps moving. I wonder if I have it around here. I had a oh, here it is. This, when I had students who were messing around or being that distraction in class, I had this is a sand timer. I would flip this thing over just to illustrate the point that, hey, you're making some bad decisions. And yeah, you may enjoy making bad decisions. You had a good time, not paying attention, not taking notes, trying to distract the class. Like, that was what you wanted to do at that time. But look at this. That time is gone. You don't have an infinite amount of time. Eventually, a time is going to come when you're 18, and the question is, do you have the credits to graduate or not? You may have the credits. Now the other question is going to be, when you cross that stage, is the world is going to ask you, okay, you spent 4 years in high school and you accumulated these credits. What do you got? What do you have? What do you have to contribute? Because the way life works is you're not going to be given anything. You've got to put in the work. And so that was a message that I sent students. And sadly, what I noticed is, a lot of students who entered my classroom, they were behind on their skills. They were behind where they should be, and they just had a history of underperforming. Like, they needed more time. They needed that enrichment. Something drastic needed to be done to help them. And that's why I became a principal, because I wanted to have a seat at the table to pitch those ideas that we could implement to help those students. Certainly, They made decisions, and we can't make the decisions for them, but we can change the environment. We can affect the atmosphere, and we can be we can be an advocate of change that puts them in a better position to make a better decision, to succeed. So that's my idea. I want to hear yours. What is your idea? What idea would you submit? I don't care if it's so. That's my idea. What is your idea to make education better? I want to hear from you in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching.